Dear students, today we'll study about chapter 6 life processes. Now in the beginning we just wish to know that what criteria decides whether something is alive or not. When we are sitting in classroom and some students are saying that as curtains they are moving, there is movement of something, external movement they are explaining. So if some external movement is there, that if we have to check all the organisms that whether they show movement without the help of any external movement, then how can we find that some movements which can be easily visible like body parts, if we are moving our body parts? For example, here this bird is flying, so flying is showing movement of wings. Here fish is swimming, so in swimming it is using its fins. Here it is using its wings, so external help is required. Or if we have to check about internally that what kind of movement, basic level movement is there, then that is known as molecular movement. Now how can we check about the molecular movement? In class 9 you must have done about structure of cell, where inside the cell nucleus is present and outside the cell cytoplasm is there. Now this cytoplasm is a liquid and it is showing movement in the form of cytoplasmic stream, cytoplasmic streaming. So that movement, where we all know that atoms they combine to form molecules. Here molecules are there, here molecules are there, and these molecules they form different substances. So some movements are not easily visible like molecular movements, and the molecular movements can be easily seen in cells. As I am telling you, one of the example of molecular movement is cytoplasmic streaming, and even in tissues also movement of muscles. So that is necessary for all life processes. So basic criteria is movement, and inside movement you will say that molecular movement. This is the main criteria to prove that organism is living. Next is regarding life processes. If we check life processes, then these are the basic processes in living organisms which are necessary for maintaining their life. Here word comes life. Now it is including 4 processes: nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. Now let me tell you one thing, that in case of life processes in our body also, there are 2 more systems. One is control and coordination, and another one is reproduction. In your syllabus also you'll study about these 2 systems. Now why control and coordination and reproduction they are not considered under life processes? Now nutrition, here the process of taking food by any organism and its utilization by body for life processes, because digestive system is involved. Along with digestive system, many organs like liver, pancreas, entire gut alimentary canal is involved. So if any problem occurs, any deformity occurs, that becomes life threatening for the person. Similarly, in respiration, majorly lungs are involved. So if any problem occurs, any suffocation, any deformity, any disease, then again it in lungs, then again it is life threatening. Then in case of transportation, where there is circulation of blood, so circulation of blood occurs through blood vessels, etc., and mainly heart, vital organ is involved in it. So it is also life threatening. Then excretion, where kidneys are involved. So it is the process by which waste products are removed from the body. So if we check in nutrition, food which is taken by an organism and that is utilized for the life process. In respiration, food is burnt in the cells of the body with the help of oxygen to release energy. In transportation, the process by which food, oxygen, water, waste products are carried from one part of the body to another. Excretion is the process by which waste products are removed from the body. So you may check from here also. This is pick of digestive system, this is of respiratory, this is of circulatory, and this is of excretory system. Now question comes, why these two systems are not involved under life processes? Control and coordination, it is actually under control of brain. Brain helps in nerve transmission, that with the help of nerves and spinal cord. So if any deformity occurs in brain, then a person is declared as brain dead, not dead. Means it is totally, this process is not totally life threatening like other processes if any problem occurs with them. Similarly, in case of reproduction, where organisms, they reproduce to produce new individuals. So when they reproduce to produce new individuals, there are some individuals who are not able to reproduce, so that doesn't affect the life of the person. So in totality, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, and excretory system, these four processes are very, very important for the life of a person, individual, plants, or organisms. Next comes about nutrition. Nutrition is the process of taking food by an organism and utilization by the body, and that is actually this taking food and utilization for growth, repair of damaged parts of the body, and for energy. So again, I'm writing why nutrition is important and how it is done, that is by taking food, taking of food, not only taking, secondly utilization also. These two things are important for what? For growth of an individual, for repair of old worn out cells, damaged cells or parts of the body, and to build body. Body means its cells, tissues, organs, organ systems. So organ system. So everywhere food is required, and it is required in the form of energy. So in the form of energy. Now coming to types of nutrition. So life on earth depends on carbon based molecules, we know, that is carbohydrates. So if we check about mode of nutrition, there are two main modes of nutrition, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic, you must have done that autotrophs, these are the organisms who prepare their own food from simple inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, and that process is known as photosynthesis. Then all green plants and some of the bacteria. So mainly we need carbon dioxide plus water plus sunlight plus chlorophyll, and this forms carbohydrates. So this is autotrophic mode of nutrition. Another one is heterotrophic, is the nutrition in which organisms get their food directly or indirectly. Like ruminants are there. These are grazing animals like cows or goat, etc. They directly take food from the autotrophic plants, autotrophs, and indirectly also from plants, heterotrophs. That how they are doing indirectly. For this, there are three major types of heterotrophic nutrition. Now example is all animals, fungi and some bacteria. Now what are the three types of heterotrophic nutrition? First is saprophytic nutrition, in which organisms get their food from dead and decaying organisms. They break down the food material outside the body and then absorb it. Example is mushroom, bread mold, yeast and some bacteria. Now in this one word you have to learn that they are breaking food outside the body, and then absorb. This is about saprophytes. On the other hand, in case of parasitic nutrition, which organisms get their food from living organisms, that is host, without killing them. And how they are taking? They are taking actually absorbed food. They need not to digest and break it. They are not breaking food matter. They're just taking absorbed food. For example, cuscuta here, cuscata or cuscuta in case of plants. These yellow thread-like structures, they are parasitic. They are just draining out absorbed food. And another one, orchids are also ticks in case of dogs, lice in human, leeches also in animals, roundworm in humans, tapeworm if somebody is taking pig's meat. It's a ribbon-like structure. And in all these cases, if it takes lice, leeches, roundworm, tapeworm, they are taking simply absorbed food directly from by sucking from blood. And plasmodium in case of mosquito, which finally causes malaria. Then last one is holozoic nutrition, in which organisms take food directly and then digests and absorbs it. Like in amoeba, food molecule is there which is engulfed inside it, and it comes in the form of food vacuole. In same in paramecium also. Birds, fishes and humans, they are taking food inside their body, digest them and absorb them. That means they are digesting as well as absorbing. So finally, we have done three kinds of heterotrophic nutrition. So autotrophic prepare their own food by photosynthesis. Heterotrophic directly, indirectly depend on autotrophs. Heterotrophs are of three types: saprophytes, parasites and holozoic. Saprophytes, they are getting their food from dead and decaying matter. Another thing, they are breaking food outside the body and then absorb. Parasites are those which are actually taking absorbed food. They need not to break or digest. Holozoic are those which are taking food as such, and engulfing food as such, and digesting and absorbing it inside the body. So this is about different types of nutrition and life process. In next video, we'll study about nutrition in plants. Thank you.